Hey, I'm live. It says I'm live. How's the audio? Hoping and praying the Wi-Fi is all right here. I'm in a live. Show chat. Somebody, somebody type something. I'm not getting anything. You dirty son of a bitch. I really don't know if it's working, guys. There we go. All right, now I see the comments. Fucking YouTube, man. Pain in my goddamn dick sometimes. Hi from Asheville. Well, hope you hippies are doing all right back home. Hey, 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 hey. It's big. Oh, bear with me here. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. How's your break been? Well, it's getting old now because I've been in Edna, California for, well, today is Monday. I've been here since Saturday night. So I'm here till Wednesday. 4-0 my camera was repaired, but they sent my body and not the fucking lens. So, dirty bitches. I mean, and the lens wasn't even being fixed, so I don't fucking know. It's shipping here Wednesday, so I'm stuck in town. I could have tried to reroute it up to Ashland, but I don't want to deal with it getting misplaced and shit. I know it's coming here on Wednesday, so I'm gonna go ahead and fucking wait. You want to be on YouTube? Shit. All right, I'm gonna go over here with these loud fuckers see if I can't get a better signal. Love watching your true fucking inspiration. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just hit 8,000 subs today on YouTube, so that's fucking huge. All right, we'll deal with the fucking noise until they goddamn leave. All right, brace you up on some Oreos. I go over here. This is the most ghetto. All right, let's try that fucker. Congrats on 8,000 subs. Thank you very much. I just hit 1,000 subs when I first started the AT, and it's grown ever since. So, and they haven't refilled it, so I got Diet Pepsi this time. Oh yeah. Which ultras do you like better? Well, I've only used the 3.5s, the Olympic 3.5s, and the 4.0s. I'm currently using the 4.0s. I actually prefer the 3.5s, but obviously they discontinued them. So the 4s do all right. They're not bad. But I have two more three pairs of 3.5s and the hopper ready to go. So I'll probably rock the 4.0s. They're starting to fall apart already. Maybe middle Oregon, some I'll have my another pair of 3.5s shipped up, and hopefully those will last me the rest of the trail. We'll see. I started following you at 500 subs. Well, thanks. Yeah, just keep fucking being consistent, man. Be true to yourself. People will stick around like you. Are you going to hike the AT again? Very possible. I would love to hike the AT again. I'm leaning towards, I've mentioned it before, that I'm going to take next year off from long distance hiking just so I can be around Roscoe and hike with him again. Me and Roscoe will probably session hike quite a bit of the AT year. You might see me and Roscoe out there hiking and passing out hot dogs and shit. Some whiskey and tequila for all you alcoholics. How do I keep going when I want to give up? I'm just too stubborn, man. I mean, not to say that there hasn't been plenty of times out on this trail that I'm like, fuck, I don't want to hike anymore. It happens quite often. You just have those fucking days, but I'm too goddamn stubborn to quit. You push through it, whatever you find, whatever it fucking is. You know, if you need to look at a fucking tree in front of you and say, all right, I'm gonna at least walk to that fucking tree, break it way the fuck down to get through those rough days. You have to, because 5 to 6 months of hiking, you're human goddamn being. You're gonna have terrible fucking days. It's just human nature. So let's see. Congrats on not bouncing around the Sierras. Thank you. I guess it briefly crossed my mind. Other hikers. There was quite a few. I don't know if the majority, but there was a shit ton of people that flipped up this year, and it briefly that quickly went away. I said, no, I'm addicted to hiking north. What about the nights? Do they get no? I'm more afraid of animals and shit like that. The scariest time I've had on trail is when I'm like stealthing and shit, hounds, and hear people coming up behind me and shit. I'm more scared of people. People are more sketch than animals, to me anyway. Will you go back to your old job? Probably not. I don't want to cook anymore. I've been here for 10 fucking years. I need to get in the backpacking world or work for myself, something like that. I've had a couple opportunities, job opportunities, offers, if you will, to go to. So I haven't made my mind up yet. Basically, I'm homeless when I get down this trail until I figure it out. What time do I usually go to bed? It varies. I've been lazy editing every night, so sometimes I'll get backed up to edit. Sometimes that'll, and then I start to get paranoid that I'm not up. So sometimes I'll stay up editing 3 videos. That's on my own damn fault. But generally, I can fall asleep by 11 o'clock or so. I've been listening to podcasts at night in my sometimes. So and I get up around 6:30, between 6:30 and 7, and then I'm usually on trail around 8 a.m. I'm not trying to set an alarm. I'm on vacation. These fuckers get up at 4 a.m. and hike 37, 40 miles. Fuck all that shit, man. I'm an 8 to 6 hiker. If I get 527 miles in that 8 to 6 schedule, then okay. If I don't, then fuck it. I don't care. Just 40 and going on my first hike this upcoming weekend, watching you inspire that. You kick so much ass. Still, thank you, Amanda. I'm damn near 40 myself. I'm 38. I'll be 39 in December. But I felt older at 25 when I was drinking every day, that's for sure. Favorite trail dinner? Yeah, I really don't have a point. I'm not really sick of anything per se, but nothing tastes that fucking great on trail. It's just calories at this point. Town food, I've been craving fruit when I get to town, so I picked up some bananas at the store and some peaches, but I also I also got my Oreo. So it's a healthy balance, man. Trail food is just typical shit, ramen, fucking rice sides, the basic shit. I could literally survive on just Nutella and candy bars, really. I have to force myself to eat dinner a lot of times, but I know my body needs that calories, or else I won't be able to recover throughout the night. Will you stay in North Carolina? I don't know. The one job offer I had was in Tennessee, which is close. So I like to stay in the South if I can, but I'm open to moving anywhere. I get antsy, and I lived in Montana for 4 years. I loved living out west too, so I would consider moving out west too. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of gal. I lived out of my truck before. I don't mind being homeless. I mean, I don't have a truck now, so I'll legit be homeless, but I'll figure it out. Did I pass Daisy and Crunch? No, don't know Daisy and Crunch. Planning on doing the Triple Crown? Yep, that's always been the goal. Since I first conceived the idea in the AT, I wanted to, so I will complete the Triple Crown eventually. That was the goal from the start. Originally, I wanted to do them consecutive years, but after leaving Roscoe at home, I think I owe it to that little fucker to be with him and hike. I used to hike with him. I'm on the CDT now. Well, hell yeah, am I? You up in Montana yet? I had the CDT when I lived up in Montana. It's unbelievably beautiful. I did a lot of that on horseback too up there. No such thing as double crowner. That's true. Probation termination. What's up, man? What have you been up to? You hiking? I'm sure you are. What was the gnarliest river crossing? The Kings River is the one that always stands out. There's plenty of them, through the Sierras, but the Kings River, you had the main King you had to cross, which is just gnarly, and then you had all these tributaries branching off from the King, and they were all pretty sketch. So that was probably the worst day on the trail for me in the Sierras. After hiking through snow and shit, and then getting down in elevation, then crossing all those rivers in one fucking day, I was just drained mentally and physically. It was fucking rough. And there's a few sketch logs that I crossed a few of those tributaries. I think that was one I lost my croc in. And then there's a couple of log crossings that the logs were like split. They were broken in half, but they were still holding together somewhat. And crossing those was pretty fucking scary. Applying the PCT next year, probation termination? Hell yeah, man. Get out there. You'll love it out here. It's fucking awesome. Hopefully you guys don't have a shit snow season like we did this year. Well, those fuckers finally up and left. Dirty bitches. Fucker comes rolling up here. Oh, I did 75 miles in fucking 26 hours. Well, what? You want a fucking hand job? Maybe nobody gives a fuck. You come over here loud and shit by my fucking tent trying to do a live stream. Goddamn. Sunset or sunrise or sunset, but favorite so far. I don't. This video hasn't come out yet, but I edited it the other day. It's fucking. This just happened 2 or 3 days ago. So I've been seeing Mount Shasta every fucking day. You know, hiking through this part of NorCal, and I had a tent spot overlooking Mount Shasta, which was fucking unbelievably beautiful. And that was when I actually set my alarm that morning, and I caught the sunrise coming up over Mount Shasta. It's fucking awesome. If you guys follow me on Instagram, that I posted that picture. That was awesome. That sunrise over Shasta was unbelievably beautiful. My manners, where have they gone? How do you like the Durigo tent? I know I've never know how to pronounce that. There's the Durigo. Can you guys see? Let me move my hand there. There she is right there. That thing's been kicking ass, man. I absolutely love that fucking tent. It's bomb proof. Now I will say I've used the Duplex in the past. In the first half of the AT, I used the Duplex, and the Duplex has more room inside, just the headroom, because the Durigo is a pyramid design, so you're losing that headroom on both sides. But for me, for solo, they call it a two-person tent, but I wouldn't call it a two-person tent. For me and my gear, it's perfect, and I have plenty of room to move around in there, and it's awesome. I caught a thunderstorm last week, freak thunderstorm, and didn't get a fucking drop in the tent. It was awesome. Double burgers or McDoubles? I'm a big fan of Mickey D's, man. I've made no mistake about it. Even after the Mickey D's challenge, I crave McDonald's. And these small Northern California towns do not have McDonald's. It fucking sucks. I've been craving that shit, so I'm a McDouble fan. Move to Knoxville and I'll get you on at UPS. Great benefits and retirement. I got a friend in Knoxville, my buddy Elise. If you guys, for those of you that followed me a long time, if you go back in my channel, my buddy Elise, we hiked Grayson Highlands together, and she lives in Knoxville. Tennessee, I would love to live in Tennessee. Somewhere in the South for sure, so I'm leaning towards. Taco Bell, bro. I'm a big fan of Taco Bell too. I spent $17 maybe in Tortuga when I hiked with him through the Sierras. We went into Taco Bell after a stretch, and I spent $17 in that Taco Bell. It was awesome. I could have went back for more too. Tried In-N-Out Burger. I had my first In-N-Out Burger right before I started the trail. One of my followers who picked me up from the airport in San Diego and drove me to the terminus. We stopped at In-N-Out, and that was my first experience. It was good, really good. And then I had a follower meet me at a church. I was staying at a church hostel, whatever. The church lets you stay there in their yard. And she drove and brought me In-N-Out a couple weeks ago. That was nice. Wait till you get to Washington, you'll want to live there. Everybody, I'm running into Sobos now, and they're all saying the Cascades are fucking epic, and that's all you hear about them. So yeah, I'm stoked about getting up there. I would consider living in the Pacific Northwest, Washington or Oregon. I had considered I was gonna move to Oregon, believe it or not. When I moved from Montana, it was between North Carolina and Oregon, Portland and or Asheville, a very similar vibe of towns. And I literally flipped a coin, and Asheville won. That's why I moved there. But Oregon was on my radar there for a while. Don't settle in Texas. It's a shit show. Yeah, I lived in Texas for 2 years. Corpus Christi, it sucked. I fucking hated it. The hill country of Texas is all right. I do miss the barbecue, and I miss the Mexican food, but I miss trees too much, and I didn't give a shit about the ocean. I lived 10 feet from the Gulf of Mexico and never stepped in that bitch one time. I need trees in my life. The dropping of the poles at camp has become quite a thing lately. Yeah, I don't know why I started. Originally, I think I started it as a kind of a, comedians like drop the mic and shit at the end of their set. I'm like, because it was the idea that I filmed all fucking day and I'm just done filming. I just want to fucking set up my shit and relax. So I just dropped my poles, and then in my mind it was like, that's it. I'm done working for the day. I could finally relax. And then I just kept doing it. Would you buy the same camera again? Yeah, I love the A7 III. It's been awesome. Other than it fucking breaking due to the elements, but you gotta understand, that thing, I took a slip over Baden Powell and the thing got submerged in snow, completely submerged in snow. It stopped working for 2 days, and then it started crapping out around Truckee when I went into Reno, and I'm like, okay, it was kind of working, kind of wasn't, and I'm like, I better get this thing fixed so I can at least have it for Washington, and hopefully I will have it for Oregon. That's why I'm hanging out here in town. I have my camera body back. I'm just waiting on the lens. But yeah, the A7 III is, I absolutely love that camera. The body is awesome. It's got, awesome slow motion, as you guys can see in the videos. It takes killer photos, and I love it. It's not that heavy. I have a big lens on it. The whole package weighs probably maybe around 2.5, 3 pounds, but I don't notice the weight. I'm glad I carried it, and I'm so fucking stoked to get that camera back and working again. Hi, I know what's up. How much weight have I lost? I haven't weighed myself really. I tried to weigh myself at a church I stayed at last week, but the scale was off. I don't lose that much weight. When I got from the AT, I only lost 5 pounds altogether. I don't know. I eat my ass off in town, and I think that helps. But I really don't lose weight. I'm not real fat or anything. I don't have a lot of body fat, so I don't lose a lot of that. Do you use permethrin or DEET for the bugs? Not permethrin. I do have DEET on me. Mosquitoes have been gnarly in some sections, and from what you hear in Oregon's pretty bad. So, yeah, I carry 100 DEET on me. What lens do you use? I use, my camera is the Sony A7 III, and the lens I've been carrying since the beginning is the Zeiss 16 to 35 millimeter f4. They make a 2.8 version of that lens, but it's like over 2,500. It's like $2,500. The G Master lens. I can't justify a 2.8 aperture for another $1,000 or whatever. So yeah, it's a nice wide angle lens, and the A7 III has a crop sensor mode on a button, so I can one of the shortcut buttons I function to where I hit that button, it'll crop in on the sensor like a crop sensor camera, so I can push that 35 millimeters to like a 50 milliliter lens too. I do have a couple more lenses at home. I wouldn't mind getting shipped up. I have a lens that is a little better for astrophotography, and it's pretty lightweight. I consider having that shipped up so I could get a little more night photography. And then I also have a 85 millimeter 1.8. That's mainly a portrait lens, but that thing's a little bit heavier. Besides the camera and ground pad, so you fixed it. Any other gear failures? My pad has been holding together. I patched a couple holes in it. It's been holding up ever since then. Other gear failures. The tent, I did rip a little hole in the mesh door, but I had some Cuban fiber tape I just threw over it. It's not an issue. What else? You know, just shoes and socks, really. I don't know, no other gear failures I've had. The stove's been working out good. My pot is fucking awesome. I did lose my spoon. Optimus sent me another spoon, but they had discontinued the titanium ones. Because the plastic one, I found that hiker box finally broke. And but Optimus sent me a plastic sliding spoon. I don't really like it, to be honest with you. I miss the titanium one. So I think in Ashland, I'm going to go ahead and bite the bullet. And a lot of you have donated recently. So my PayPal. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get another titanium spoon because I love those more. The bowl on the titanium spoon is a lot deeper and bigger than the plastic one they sent me. I don't like it. So I'll throw that one in a hiker box probably and get another titanium one. Why am I so cute? I don't know. A lot of people think I'm ugly, so opinions vary. Yeah, plastic sliding spoon. I'm not a fan of it. How much money have you spent so far? Well, I saved up when I hit the trail. I had about 5,500, I think, and it all went. Between the majority, it was the hotel stays in Southern California. There was barely any hostels that I knew of. So you stay in these lodges or hotels, and they're like 150 a night, and then you take a zero here, a zero there, and then you eat out a couple times. That shit adds up big time. And I wasn't paying attention to my budget, and then I didn't realize how much I was filming, and I've just been burning through SD cards. I've gone through how many? 9 SD cards. I'd say the majority of them, like 7 of them, were 128 gig cards, and then a couple 64 gigabyte cards. So that, and then I bought a new sleeping pad in Idlewild. That was 250 bucks. What else did I have to rebuy? I bought crampons. That was like 150 bucks. So shit like that, it just added up, and there went my budget. I've been a lot more frugal lately, but I wish I would have done that from the start. Any plans to shave the beard? Hell fucking no. Not gonna happen. I will trim it when I get home probably. Obviously the mustache, because the mustache is just a pain in the dick eating and shit. But I'll trim it. I keep my beard around a 6 month length. This is like a year and a half. You know, I keep it about a 6 month length. I'm comfortable with that. Back home. Keep rocking from Hot Springs. Well, hell yeah. Hot Springs is one of my favorite trail towns of all time. Good program for AT weather. I tried atweather.org when I was on the AT, but it was real finicky and it wasn't that accurate. I don't know any other apps. Somebody had told me about atweather.org, so I tried it, and it's nice because you can look up specific shelters. Let's say you're going to stay at whatever, Wyabald shelter one night. You can look specifically at that shelter and it'll tell you what they say the weather is going to be at that shelter. But I didn't find it that accurate. I'm sure there's more better apps out there. I just haven't researched them. Teddy, what's up? Teddy from Connecticut. Get any Black Label Society concerts recently? I like the Durgo. Got a Junction next day. They opened up a pre-order for Black Junction. Hell yeah, you'll like that tent. I'm a big fan of it. I like it. People are like, well, Hyperlight gave you that tent, so you say that. No, I would have. If Hyperlight didn't give me that tent, I would have bought it anyway. So there you go. Oy, oy, oy. Misfits, hell yeah. I've never seen the Misfits live. Fuck. I can't believe those guys are still going. It's unreal. Have fun, man. Well, if you already saw it, I'm sure it was a hell of a show. I was a big Social Distortion fan back in high school. I saw them a lot. What is the name of the song that plays at the end of your videos? It's called Suffer City Blues by the band Suffer City. I don't know if you can find their albums on like iTunes and shit. I use the song Epidemic Sound, and their album is on there. So I don't know if you can find it, but it's called Suffer City Blues. Durago is balling. Yeah, hell yeah. I'll give you guys a quick tour inside if you want. I don't think I did a somewhat review before I got on the trail, but I don't show too much of the inside of the tent. So it's got the half, the D doors. I prefer the big rainbow doors that zip all the way out, but these ones have the half doors. And let's see if I can flip this around for you guys. I mean, it's basically my setup. My sleeping pad. I use my clothes bag as a pillow, and then my quilt. And I just kind of throw shit. I got my two Hyperlight stuff sacks I use for food, and then just kind of, throw my shit randomly everywhere. Not a very organized person, but that's why I need a 2-person tent. So I can throw all my shit everywhere and still have room for stuff. Oy. Did I forget my tobacco? Oh. What do you got? No, that's not mine. Oh, you're talking baby stuff. I thought you said IB Tat. It's all good. I got my Challen tobacco, man. What external charger do you use? I use Anchors, 20,000 milliamp hour, and I've been carrying ever since the Sierras. I've been carrying my 10,500 that I carried on the AT, so double of them. I don't have to ever worry about running out of battery juice. And if I narrow in town, you don't have to spend all day charging that 20,000. If I have my backup ready to go, I'm not too concerned about having to stay all day. I can just roll out of town with my 10.5 and be able to make it to the next town usually. Has the Spot X been useful? No, the Spot X is garbage. Don't buy that thing. Peace out. Have fun. The Spot X, I haven't really talked about it, but the thing was garbage this year. I try to text with it. It only worked half the fucking time. And the times it did work, it just took fucking forever. I'd be standing in a, clear field and it would just take fucking forever to send out the message. It was a pain in the dick. I do not recommend the Spot X. Everybody raves about the Garmin Mini or the full size Garmin. I would try looking at those because from my experience, the Spot was garbage. I still carry it for text messages and SOS, but yeah, I stuff it in the back of my pack now. I don't even want to look at that fucking thing. Did you like the Ultra Mids? Yeah, I did like the Ultra Mids. They got shredded because of my cramp. I was wearing crampons through most of the Sierras, so that shredded them out pretty good. But yeah, they worked well. They're a lot heavier for sure. I got the waterproof proof version. They make the lighter mesh version, similar material to the Lone Peaks, regular Lone Peaks. But I got the waterproof version, so they're a little heavier. But I liked them. They worked well. They were very comfortable. Same wide foot, wide toe box, all that good shit. Have I ever considered quitting the trail? No. Nope. I've had plenty of bad days where I didn't want to fucking hike, but as far as quitting the trail, no. Injury will be the only thing that takes me off the trail. When I set a goal in my head, I'll finish that fucking goal. Like I said, I'm too fucking stubborn to quit. Outdoor Ventures, congratulations. Outdoor Ventures, I'm sure many of you follow him on YouTube. Congratulations on the AT, buddy. You got to be stoked. I want to know if you can send me anything. I got your message on Instagram. I got so many fucking messages from people who want to send me boxes. I've got you in mind, brother. If it comes to where I get up towards the end and I'm doing an order of people that message me, so that's been the deal. But I'll let you know if I need a resupply box or anything like that. Appreciate it, man. Is my toe okay? Yeah, toe's fine. Once I removed the toenail, I was kind of worried I was going to get infected, but it never did. Um, I put some moleskin on it for a couple days, but it was already healed basically when I ripped the nail off, so it wasn't that bad. It bled a little bit for a day or two, so no big deal. Why don't you tell us how you really feel about Taster's Choice? I hate that fucking coffee, man. I don't know. Some of these small town grocery stores, that's all they sell is Taster's Choice. It is like fucking cat litter, man. It's the worst tasting coffee of all fucking time. I fucking hate it. What's the tick situation like on the PCT? I haven't had a single tick, and I haven't seen anybody with ticks. So, not an issue from what I've seen. I pulled off like 7 on the AT, but not out here. Rick and cool seeing Roscoe with his babysitter. Yeah, Roscoe's a trail celebrity. Yeah, he was up in Maine hiking some of the AT. Fucker's a trooper, man. I cannot fucking wait to see that little guy again. Instead of miles hiked, how many jars of Nutella have you gone through on the PCT? I go through a jar of Nutella once every 3 days, basically. It doesn't last a stretch ever. I keep it on the outside of my pack, which probably isn't a good idea because every time I stop for a break, I just spoon it out and then I eat it at my tent at night. I'll wake up in the middle of the night, eat Nutella. It just never lasts. I hate carrying the massive jars because they're just so fucking heavy. But yeah, the regular size jars, the medium sized ones, once every 3 days I go through them. Loner status. I don't like. I'll always be loner status. I hate hiking with people. I hiked with Tortuga just for the Sierras for safety purposes. But looking back on it now, there was enough people that you ran into at passes just because you had to set up for the next pass. So there was always hikers waiting at the pass, ready to do it early in the morning. I could have just tied along with whoever was doing it that day and been just fine. The river crossings, I'm glad me and I had Tortuga. For a couple of them, we joined arms and went across some of the creeks. I'm glad he was there for that. But I didn't. I wasn't a fan of hiking with somebody. I don't want to plan out where I'm hiking next day or where I'm taking a break and all that shit. I just want to do my own thing. I'll never be part of a tramway if that's what you're asking. uh, do you think the PCT would be too hard to hike with a working dog? This year, yes, I think it would have been too hard. I personally, as a dog owner and a dog lover, I would never put my dog through what I've been through this year ever. And even on the AT, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't. If Roscoe was a working dog, I probably wouldn't have brought him out there because the dogs I did see on the AT, they just didn't look like they were having fun sometimes. And you saw their pads and they're all fucked up. I just wouldn't put a dog through that. Now, you know your dog, so, that would be your call. But personally, I would never put my pet through something like this. Everybody's leaving back on trail. I'm stuck here. I'm going to be the mayor of Etna by the time I leave. Where's Bill Monroe or Stanley Brothers music? I listen to a lot of bluegrass on trail. Ralph Stanley, I'm a huge fan of Ralph Stanley. Yeah, I listen to a lot of bluegrass. Uh, what one food item are you done with for the rest of the trail? Not really any. Whatever feels semi, I've been eating for the most part. I try to stay away from pasta sides and pasta mac and cheese and shit like that because I'm too lazy to clean out my pot. And I don't have to cook it in my pot. I'm too lazy. So rice sides, I just cook in a bag and I have to get my pot dirty. And oatmeal, I just pour the water right into the oatmeal packet so I don't get my pot dirty. The only thing I cook in my pot is ramen, and that's just easy to clean up, really. So, but calories are calories to me at this point. Gotta go. Thank you for the videos and Instagram pics. You're welcome. Thank you for stopping in. Tell us about Clutch, brah. Yeah, a lot of people ask me what my favorite band is. Clutch. Clutch is my favorite band of all time, for sure. Rock band. And I grew up a huge Pantera and Metallica fan too. But Clutch, ever since I saw them live for the first time, they're my go-to band to listen to on trail. I love them. If you haven't seen Clutch live, you go fucking see those fuckers because they're awesome. If you're into like bluesy rock, hard rock type shit, they're fucking great. Have you had any mountain lion sightings? Maybe. I don't know. And I don't think I ever mentioned it in the video because I wasn't sure. It was in the Sierras, early on in the Sierras, and I had to go like a point 0.3 or point 0.4 off trail to get water, which is rare in the Sierras, but I had to. And I was down there getting water, and I kind of leaned up from filling my water bottle and looked out straight ahead, and I saw an animal running away. I only saw a deer. It definitely wasn't a bear. So I don't know. It's possible I saw him, but like I said, it was running away. So I don't know. I've seen 2 bear on trail. That's about it. A lot of deer. Ew, Diet Pepsi. Yeah, I drink Diet Coke, but I drank a 12 pack of Diet Coke yesterday. I went in tonight to grab another 12 pack, and they were out. So all they had was Diet Pepsi. I prefer Diet Coke for sure. We're all waiting for you up here in Canada, and I promise next time we are near you, we will bring you Timmy's. Oh, Timmy Hortons. Hell yeah. It's funny. I love Tim Hortons coffee. They had them all over Michigan growing up. I love that coffee, but every Canadian I've talked to said it's garbage coffee. I guess it's maybe like Dunkin' Donuts in the U.S., but I like Tim Hortons coffee. Love you, Tat. Take care out there. Have a lovely fucking evening. Well, thank you, you too. Much appreciated. How's my ankle? Looks like you're limping a little sometimes in the AM. Yeah, I am. Yeah, if it looks like I'm limping, I'm limping. Once I hit around 20 miles for the day, then my ankle starts throbbing and I start limping. It recovers for the most part all throughout the night, but early on, the first couple miles, it's still tight and it's stiff and it hurts, and so that's why you see me limping, because I'm limping for the first couple miles of every day, and then it loosens up and I'm fine usually until I hit that 20-mile mark, and then it starts hurting again. So just something I deal with. Getting old, man. uh, let's see here. Sorry, losing the chat. Got to bring it back. What would be your advice for a working alcoholic? Quit everything and just go for it when you love to hike. I was a working alcoholic. I was a very functioning alcoholic. I couldn't function very much longer. Everybody's different. My situation is kind of unique. Going cold turkey, I wouldn't recommend going cold turkey, especially in the shape I was in. But everybody's different. If meetings work for you, then go to meetings. If therapy works for you, go to therapy. If you know, inpatient treatment works for you, go to that. For me, none of that shit worked. I tried all of it. Cold turkey worked for me, and hiking, sealed the deal on me staying sober. So, but it's worth a try. Nature heals many things. Go back to one of my first videos out here. I briefly touched on that, and everybody's quick to pop a pill these days, but sometimes you just need to take a walk in the woods, and it'll heal you. Not everybody, but it works sometimes. It worked for me. Worst and best PCT trail towns so far. I enjoyed Julian, the town of Julian. I enjoyed Idlewild. Um, let's see, the worst trail town. There's been a lot of like shithole small towns. There's nothing there. Like I was just in Belden. It wasn't a bad town, but there's just nothing there. There was like a bar restaurant, so I basically just hung out there. Little small towns like that. But there hasn't been a town I got to with everybody's dicks and shit. Most of them are, the people are friendly to hikers. I mean, this town is a very small town of Edna, but they open up the park to hikers and let us stay there for $5, which is pretty awesome. So, and everybody's friendly as hell. Hasn't been that hard getting hitchhikes, so it's nothing like the AT though. The AT experience is just something, a whole new ball game. Those trail towns will fucking hook it up, man. Really enjoy your videos and Insta. Your photos are amazing. Thank you. Yeah, the iPhone I've been taking photos with the last 2 weeks. The iPhone does okay, but I miss my camera. It's just not a different experience. I'm stoked to start shooting with my camera again. You notice I don't post a whole lot of Instagram. Before I was posting like 4 photos a day. I haven't been posting that much because I haven't been taking a lot of photos recently. Just not that I'm not saying the iPhone takes shitty photos. It's just a different experience. After shooting with my full frame camera for the majority of the trail up to that point, and then switching back to the iPhone, it was a different experience. So I find myself not reaching for it as much to take photos, which is not a good thing. So once I have my camera back, I will be click, 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 click all day long again. Um, do you use Lightroom? Yeah, I use Lightroom Mobile to edit. I edit all my photos on my phone, but I have Lightroom Mobile on my iPad too. But I do the majority of my editing for my photos on my phone, and then the videos I edit on my iPad. Uh, Italian roast or Colombia? I don't know. I like them all. All the Starbucks instants are good. What restaurant bar had the best burger? Paradise Valley Cafe, which they claim is the best burger on the PCT, was pretty fucking awesome. It was right off the highway. You'd have to walk very far either for it. Yep, that one stands out. This town of Edna, I had a good burger last night. A place called Dottie's. They had milkshakes and they make their own soda there, and really good burgers for $10. That was pretty good. But yeah, Paradise Valley Cafe was probably the best one. Did I have delirium tremors when you quit drinking? I went through a period of withdrawals. I didn't have delirium, but I threw up for a few days and, couldn't sleep, shaking and cold sweats and all that shit. I don't remember paranoia or delirium, but my body was becoming dependent on alcohol at that point. So when I quit it, my body fought back and said, "Where's my booze at, bitch?" Do you see a major benefit over the water filtration you use over a platypus? I used a platypus for all my weekend trips before I started through hiking. Platypus did all right, but then once I switched to Sawyer, I just stuck with them. The Sawyer is very convenient. I don't know. It does once they start getting clogged and you got to backflush them and shit. It becomes a pain in the ass, and you get tired of squeezing a bottle. But honestly, I didn't filter very much through the Sierras just because you're up in these high alpine areas, and I'm not worried about shit like that. So I rarely filtered through the Sierras. And even here in NorCal, if I see a spring coming out of the fucking mountain, I don't even bother filling it. I'll just lean over, fill up my bottle, drink it, fill it again. I haven't had an issue. But if there's any if there's a stream going right across the trail and I know animals are using that shit and pissing it and shitting in it all the time and hikers are walking through that shit, then yes, I filter it. Or any standing water, I filter. But if it's a running spring out of a fucking mountain, I won't filter that shit. How do you feel now physically versus the same point on the AT? Um, well, on the AT, I had the ankle, that shin issue all through Virginia, basically. So I guess that would be about the same point. Um, I don't know. My body's holding up. I just have my ankle issue, and that's about it. I don't know. My body's in pretty good hiking shape. I've done upper 20s pretty consistently, mid 20s, upper 20s pretty consistently the last week or so, and I could definitely hike more if I wanted to. And then my body recovers just fine overnight. It's the mental battles that are more taxing on you, at least for me. Physically, I could deal with pain and push through that shit, but mentally, it's a constant battle to want to keep fucking pushing. And I've been in California for 1,600 miles now. It's like, goddamn, that's been a mental fucking strain. Like, I've been in the same fucking state for 1,600 miles, 4 months. Hey, it's time to get to Oregon, man. Yeah, I hit the equivalent, I guess, of the Virginia blues in NorCal for sure. For a couple weeks, I was down in the dumps, man. This is dragging on. If you could only do one trail, would it be the AT or the PCT? The Appalachian Trail, man. There's a soft spot in my heart. I love the Appalachian Trail. I would do the Appalachian Trail over and over again. I love that trail. Where are you right now? I'm in Edna, California at mile 1,599.7, point 3 away from 1,600. So less than 100 to Oregon. Current ETA to Canada. I don't know. I was stressing to get done before, by the end of September is when I wanted to finish. And I could probably still do that. Washington will probably slow me down a little bit, but I like to finish by the end of September, first week of October, if I can. That's the goal. You should release a photo book or something. I will. That's in the work. Well, it's not in the works, but it will be in the works when I get home. I can go to my laptop and go through all the photos I've taken and re-edit good ones, that I want to put in the book. And I'll try to do a little story or a nice caption at least, and put out a coffee table book after the trail. Gotta ask what the women are like on trail. I don't know. Just like the dudes, really. I don't really hang out with people, so they're hikers. You don't look at them as women or men, really, unless you're out here pink blazing, which I don't do. Um, they're just another hiker to me. I'm not into that pink blazing scene, man. You need anything in Washington, let me know. Well, hit me up on Instagram because I get so many people talking to me every day. It's hard to keep track. So if you follow me there, you'll know I'm getting close. Just hit me up. How did I deal with the post-trail blues? I went hiking again. When I got off the AT, I didn't have a vehicle, so getting up the Blue Ridge Parkway to hike where I normally did was very difficult. I would go to the park with Roscoe or just walk around town with Roscoe and just hang out with him. He helped me get through it, but it wasn't until I started hiking again, doing weekend trips and shit, day hikes, that I felt normal again. It was rough. I found myself just going to the park by myself and just sitting under a tree and just didn't know how to talk to people. Didn't know, I couldn't talk to people. All I wanted to do was talk about trail life. It was very difficult. And it took about 3 weeks after I got home off the AT that the depression hit me real hard. It was bad. I'm sure it'll hit me again when I get off this trail. But Roscoe always seems to pull me through. Were you ever offered a lot of booze on the trail? On the AT, I was. You still get offered booze out here, but not so much. On the AT, it was everywhere. But I just say, hey, thanks, no thanks, no big deal. People aren't forcing booze down your throat out here. What kind of dip or chaw? Well, I dip grizzly wintergreen pouches when I hike, just because it's more convenient taking out the pouch. When I'm at camp and in town, I dip long cut wintergreen. Nasty habit, don't do it. I feel silly asking what is pink blazing. Pink blazing is when you change your mileage to hike around a chick. So you're pinking, you're going after that pussy basically. So if you're, let's say you're a 25 mile a day hiker, but you see this little pretty little gal and she's doing 12 miles, well, you conveniently change your hiking to 12 miles a day so you can stay around here. The blazes on the trees, especially on the AT, that you follow the blazes, so you're pink blazing. Following pussy is basically what you do. And there's a female equivalent of that too. I think I've heard beard blazing before. Um, yeah, different terms. Chicks do it too, not just dudes. All right, guys, been here almost an hour. A few more questions, and I'm gonna go dip into my fucking Oreos. Speaking of beard, when is the trim? After I get back from the trail. I haven't touched it. I have some beard oil. A company, livebearded.com, reached out to me. I use Detroit grooming oil, beard oil at home. That's my favorite, and I'll continue to use that for sure. But Live Bearded is a company that makes beard oil. They reached out to me and they just partnered with the company Mossy Oak for all you hunters out there, and they made a beard oil specifically a Mossy Oak, beard oil. So they're trying to promote it and shit. They asked if I wanted to try some, so I said sure. So they're shipping me a bottle up to Ashland, Oregon. I'll try it out. Let you guys know what I think about it. About the editing, how long does it take at night? About an hour. Yeah, about an hour to edit with music and everything else. And I try to make the thumbnail and the title ready and everything. So yeah, about an hour every night. It varies. Have you come across any other YouTubers on trail? Yeah, Billy Poe. I don't think his channel's very popular. He does videos. I ran into him a couple times. Who else did I run into? Who's that gal I ran into back in Idlewild? I think she got off trail though. I ran into her. Not very many. I'll probably run into what's his name? Second Chance. I know he's heading southbound, so I might pass him as he's heading south. Yeah, he just asked the Second Chance. I didn't catch the Second Chance ordeal. What, did he get off trail? I didn't hear anything about him. On average, what do you pack? What does my pack weigh? I never weigh it. I don't know. I don't know. Depending on food and water, 32, 33 pounds if I had to guess. That's with camera gear and batteries and everything. It depends on your food carry out, and my pack feels heavy when I get out of town. By the time I get into the next town, it feels ultra light. So it's all food weight. I carry all the ultralight gear, so I can carry a lot of food and shit, and my camera gear. Oh, he fell and got airlifted out. He's okay though? Oh shit. I'm glad he's okay. Just goes to show you, man. It's not easy what we're doing out here. Your fucking hike can end at any moment. Just slipping on a fucking rock run, stepping on a rock run could end your fucking hike in a split fucking second. There's plenty of times I've tripped over rocks and roots and shit and rolled my ankle. Hundreds of times I've done it on this trail. And I brace myself and I'm like, holy shit, I could have broke my fucking ankle just like that. Your hike can end at any fucking moment out here. He slipped. Second chance had to be helicopter rescued. Yeah. Hurt his back. Well, sorry to hear that. He inspired a hell of a lot of fucking people out here. Maybe I'll hit him up, and I don't know where he lives. Maybe I'll try to hit him up after the trail. Because I'd like to rack his brain a little bit and thank him for inspiring so many fucking people to get out and hike. All right, fuckers. My Diet Pepsi, well, one is done. I'm going to go crack another one. Dip into my Oreos. Thank y'all for tuning in. And thank you, fuckers, for following. Hitting 8,000 subs today was big time for me. And everybody that's donated through PayPal and Patreon and all that shit. You guys are getting me back up the trail, man. I was getting stressed out about that shit. So thank you very much. I can eat a little better in town now. All right, we'll be on trail in a couple days once I will get my camera lens, and I'll be flooding Instagram once again all day, every day, with hopefully some kick-ass pictures of Oregon. So, all right, fuckers, take care. Have a good night. We'll holler at you fuckers next time.